What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule. And finally, at long last, it is May 1st, and that means the CTC YouTube channel is back. And I'm very happy and very excited about it. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I hope that the last few months have been cool and they've been fun and they've been productive for y'all. I know that they have been for me, but I'm so happy to be here today. For those of you that missed yesterday's update about the channel, going forward, CTC is going to be a once monthly kind of blog style post. And, I would love to make more videos than that, but that's kind of what I have the time to be able to do. And I think that it's still going to be something that's really cool and really fun that everybody's going to really enjoy a lot. That starts here today. So back in January, I made a buying trip, and it was to Naperville, Illinois, and to a auction house in Valparaiso, Indiana, and it was to buy hundreds and hundreds of McDonald's translite signs. Now, for those of you that may not be familiar with a translite sign, I bet you've seen them before and probably saw them on a regular basis growing up. They are signs that are either 14 inches by 14 inches or 22 inches by 22 inches, and they would display the kind of latest product, promotion, or Happy Meal, or whatever happened to be that McDonald's was doing for the time being. And they would usually be up for about 2 to 4 weeks, and then they were essentially ordered to be disposed of. So one of the things that I love, as y'all know, is tracing the history of, a lot of old products. And, I love restaurant culture. I mean, heck, we used to film food reviews inside of McDonald's and many other restaurants in the early days. I know a lot of you guys were here for that. I just think that these style of signs do the best job of tracing back the history of the products and promotions ever since they started back in 1974, when they switched to a kind of square format like the one that you see here. And they did that until just a few years ago when they went kind of all digital. So there are many, 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 many signs, to the best of my estimation, probably well in excess of 3,000 different McDonald's translite signs that have been produced over my efforts the last couple of years. I have turned my collection, which about a year and a half ago was maybe 88 signs. I say maybe. It was definitely 88 signs. I had it all inventoried out. So as you guys know, that's kind of what I do. And I've grown my collection over 1,500 different signs. And this trip was a big part of that. And I traveled to Naperville, Illinois, and Valparaiso, Indiana to make some pretty key acquisitions. Now, the Illinois buy was one where I had pretty much already done the deal before I ever left the house. The Indiana deal was a online auction of a physical auction house, and it was incredibly stressful and did not turn out quite like I had anticipated or hoped. So some good stuff, some fun stuff. And, I'm just looking forward to just peeling back the curtain a little bit and showing you guys what it's like being on this side of the camera. And I hope that y'all like it. Please share in the comments what you think. Let's get to the blog. Well, it's Thursday, March 3rd, and I am on the road for work, as I am so many nights a year. Right now, I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas, but that's not what matters. Tomorrow, I will be driving from Little Rock to Naperville, Illinois, to pick up a 535 sign McDonald's collection. Now, I focused a lot of my energy in these last few months, most of my time away from the YouTube channel, acquiring copious amounts of McDonald's translite signs. So I'm very excited. I'm I'm a little bit nervous because I've only seen about 30 of the 535 signs that I'm going to be buying tomorrow. So this could turn south, but I've already reached an agreement for a deal in principle with a guy who has worked for McDonald's for the last 30 years or so. So I am extremely excited about it, but it's my update for the evening, and I will see you tomorrow morning bright and early, 4 a.m. All right, it's now finally Friday. It's 4 a.m. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I'm ready to go. All right, I'm at a gas station down the street from my very first stop today. This is a guy outside of St. Louis who is a very long-time McDonald's collector, but it sounds like he's been selling off his McDonald's signs for several years now. Said to expect maybe 50 of them that I could pick through and make an offer on, so my expectations of this one are not super high. I think pretty much whatever I turn up with, it was probably worth it, and then it'll be back on the road to pick up the big old deal. So let's see how it goes. So here's a table that was set up for me from the guy in Missouri that I was referencing. And as I predicted, it was a fairly small deal. It was just 8 translight signs, the 8 that you see in the middle with the Get Carried Away Gallagher translite sign on top. It wasn't anything that was life-changing, but as a pit stop that I think was a grand total of 18 minutes there and back off of my route, definitely well worth it. Made a good friend out of it. Ended up with 8 signs for $50, which is really not too bad. So now it's on to the next stop. Well, finally in the home stretch here, within a couple hours of Naperville, Illinois, where I'll be picking up 535 McDonald's signs. The biggest single McDonald's deal that I've ever done. As you can see, the back seat, I've got plenty of big old safe boxes to bring them all the way back to Texas in. All right, well, the deal is finally done. It ended up not being 535 signs like I had initially thought. It's closer to about 450, but to get that many one trip at one time is absolutely outstanding. So pretty happy with the haul overall. I've completely upended my hotel room. Let me show you kind of what the initial phase of organization looks like here. Here you see some of the haul. I'm kind of organizing everything into chronological piles. Some really cool, really rare stuff. Look at that one. This one even has a little kind of dynamic, a lazy Susan kind of approach to displaying toys and, you know, all these piles. I mean, look at this one. Gallagher with his car tray. There we go. This is just kind of mid-organization, as you can see. Yeah, this is what I have to do to hotel rooms on the road sometime. It's the rock star life, but about Happy Meals, not music. Look at that. Your biscuit baker this morning is... Also got some laminated placemats there. There's Garfield. A bit of Mac Tonight stuff. Those are my boxes I used to carry everything. Here are the smaller drive-through sized ones. And these are unique. I guess these went on long drive-through type displays. Of course, some of these are in a bit too bad a shape to keep, you know, either just tremendous fading or, you know, just damage that is kind of preventing them from being in the collection. But man, quite a haul. Hopefully, this is only a fraction of what I'll be coming home with, because there's a big auction going on in Valparaiso, and I am really hoping to add many hundred more signs before I head back and I'm extremely nervous about it. There's a lot of bidding activity. You wouldn't think that an auction house in Valparaiso would have so many folks wanting hundreds of McDonald's signs, but whew, I'm under a lot of stress. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. until 6, they're going to let potential bidders come in and take a look at the different lots that they have available, and I'm going to do a preliminary inventory of the McDonald's signs that they're going to have available and have my offers ready to go. Well, I didn't get a ton of footage of it, or really pretty much any footage of it, except this very brief snippet. I visited the auction house, Craft Auctions in Valparaiso, Indiana. They had a big old table set up with stacks of McDonald's translite signs that are divided in piles of 100. Each of those stacks represented a lot that was going to be auctioned off online. I inspected each and every sign in each and every pile. What I ended up finding was one of the lots in particular had not one, but 4 of the most highly sought after and most valuable McDonald's translite sign of them all. It's a 1982 Dukes of Hazzard Happy Meal that only ran in very selective regional markets. For the love of God, I mean, it had a freaking Confederate flag background on a McDonald's sign. I mean, just one of the most ludicrous things you could possibly imagine. So this sign is serious business. It last sold a few months back, and it was for over $3,700. And I did confirm that sale with the seller, that was paid and that was fulfilled. I knew with 4 of these in one place, even though I did already have one in my personal collection that I got back in December, I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get something that was really, really, really big and special. So that was what I left with as my primary goal, was winning that particular auction. Well, the auctions are underway, and it has been absolute chaos. I just can't freaking believe it. So apparently the way that these auctions work is with 2 minutes left, if there's a bid placed, they reset the clock to add an extra 2 minutes. So as long as there is an active bidding pattern going on, the auction never ends. It's not like eBay where you just bid at your highest at the last second and keep your fingers crossed that nobody else beats it. With this one, you could bid whatever the heck you want. If somebody bids more than that, they're going to take the baton for a little while, and then you can bounce back and bid again or not. I don't know if I'm doing a great job explaining it, but man, this is just freaking crazy. I mean, they are realizing extremely high values for a lot of these lots that I just wouldn't expect in Indiana. Let me show you what I'm looking at right now. So here is a lot of signs that I was looking at. They include some of the kind of danglers from the Atari promotion, which are highly valuable and sought after. There's one right there. Atari's coming, Asteroids. And so this was one, I was thinking, maybe I could get it for about $100 or something. It's already at $500, and this clock just keeps resetting and resetting. Something just happened here. Let's see. So yeah, price realized $500. Unbelievable. Wow. So what you see here is a bunch of the different auctions that are going on. I'm not too happy about the results. Any of the ones that you see in green, at least for the time being, I'm the high bidder on. Anything in red, kind of aggressively bidding just to make sure that I'm still in the mix. But then that guy behind me still has 2 minutes to place a bid. Boy, it looks like they already did in this particular instance. So very, very stressful, as you can tell by this this little dramatic scene that I recorded here. Look at that, 4 for 4 on the losses. So one final update. There were 20 lots of McDonald's auctions this evening that I had my eye on, and I only won 2, which is absolutely insane. You guys probably saw some of the chaos that was going down. The bidding process was just crazy, but I did win the 2 that I wanted the most. So let's take a look at them. One was lot number 776. That is this Invasion of the Frisbee Flyers MTV tie-in lot. It's got employee poster, translight sign, cardboard display, another cardboard display, and 10 Frisbees for $40. So pretty solid. And then, of course, the big one. There's only one Dukes of Hazzard sign in the auction image, but there were actually 4. And then lots of other stuff. A parachuting Ronald McDonald. That's pretty cool. Some great Muppet Caper stuff. Lots of Muppet stuff. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Garfield, Mac Tonight, more Garfield, McNugget Buddies. So, decent selection. I don't have this Danish sign, which is pretty nice. You get a nice little golden book and Playmobil. So not too bad for the overall selection. Unfortunately, there were 70 bids. And because of that, looks like even I bid 9 times. Geez, 70 bids meant that this did not come cheap. $2,500, which is crazy, but I'll still take it. So fortunately, I coordinated with one of the guys who works at the auction house to come by tomorrow and pick up my stuff so that I can get back on the road. And I guess I will check in with you then. Good night. I got it. It's real. It's in the back seat now. I know it's in a brown box, but got the MTV Frisbees and the lot with the 4 Duke signs. So I am ready to go back to work. Well, finally back home. Here's what we got. Not bad for a little long weekend's work. Well, there you have it. The first CTC blog style post is in the books. So I hope that y'all liked it and like the new direction that the channel is going. I'm certainly excited about it. And man, check out this photo of me picking up the Dukes lot from the auction house and the 4 Dukes of Hazzard signs. Man, that, boy, that's so pretty. It should have been born a little girl. Very, very proud of my acquisitions there. I've got 5 of the Dukes of Hazzard 1982 Happy Meal translite signs in my collection right now. It's very surreal to say. I don't know if I'm just going to be holding on to these diamond hands or maybe selling off to recoup some of these costs because I know that the question is going to come up. I did spend $1,000 on the 446 signs, $40 on the MTV stuff, $50 on the kind of odds and ends translights in the early Missouri trip. And of course, last but not least, $2,500 on the 100 sign lot that I picked up at the auction house. But you really add all that up and, you're still at the value of about one of these Dukes of Hazzard translite signs. So I'm extremely happy, definitely well worth the travel, the time, the effort, the money. And maybe we get a video out of it that y'all like. I don't know. I guess time will tell. But come back on June 1st and hopefully I will have another video that you guys will like just as much or hopefully even more. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you. Cheers.